Thumpte, 11th Fumbulary. To Zenith Matriarch, most blessed occupant of the green chair of Ouch, tender of the grey fire. Dearest Granny, I'm sure you are not expecting another letter from me so soon, but so much has happened, and who knows when I'll be able to write again. We have fought animated skeletons, evil necromancers, and most recently we've bested the most awful and corrupt set of lore officials you could ever imagine to meet. Obviously all under my natural leadership, as my poor fellows are not really cut out for this type of work. Out of the four, I think only one has any real potential, and I'm keeping an eye on him for promotion. But back to the main point of my letter. You'll be very excited to hear that we have found the true tomb of one of the Wind Dukes. Seriously, you couldn't make it up. After killing a whole legion of animated knights practically single-handedly, I stepped into a windy vortex and whoosh, up I went and landed in the tomb. Unfortunately, there was no treasure to mention, but there was a depiction of the death of Zosiel, killed by a demon no less. This demon, he had one green eye and one grey eye. That gave me a start, I can tell you. What's going on there? My companions, poor fellows. They look terrified, but I've reassured them that this is merely coincidence. And I'm not scaly, whatever that means. Wishing you endless sunbeams to light your path. Cuthbert.
Hi, this is Dan. I run Burple Herpish, the Bard. Welcome to the Billowing Hilltop podcast. It would be great if one of you could email us at hello@billowinghilltop.com to make sure the address is working. It really helps us if you rate, review, and subscribe on your podcast app of choice, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or whatever. That's enough for me. Let's get on with episode 15, Deeper Underground. Hello?
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 Hello.
Is it possible to get a 2-second recap?
Yeah, Dan's cast a spell called Calm Emotions on the two tieflings. You've lowered yourself about 15 feet into the room, yeah, so that they were within range. They called up once you started moving again, sort of, I think, your sense is that it's like you stopped and started and they're just mildly curious. One of them shouted out, "Is everything all right?" Parker shouted down that everything was fine. You got about 15 feet down. Dan's cast a spell on them.
Yeah.
Okay, so wisdom saves, DC 13. The first one, the northernmost one, rolls a 19. And the southernmost one, I shouldn't really tell you the results of these rolls, should I? Rolls a 12. Okay. I don't know how you know, Burple, how effective your spells are, but rolling in the open, you can take your own judgment as to whether or not you've got 2 saves, 2 fails, one of each, whatever.
Obviously 2 fails.
What do you want to do? So you cast the spell. I mean, it's got, remind me, has it got a verbal component? Yes.
Yes, it does.
Okay, but it's not, I'll make a couple of rolls for these guys, just it's a kind of bit of a formality, really. Okay. Well, they don't seem to react as if they understand what you just did. They don't seem, again, particularly alarmed. They just seem a bit kind of bemused as to why you've dropped down, stopped again. Now you're saying weird things. They can't see you, bear in mind, yeah, because of the angle. They're just looking at the base of the platform. They just heard Parker's voice say everything's okay. That's all they know.
Can we lie flat on the platform?
Well, it's 10 foot by 10 foot, so yes, you can. It's a bit of a squeeze, but it's, you know, you can get 5 people lying down. You've got 2 hobbits.
Not quite sure why we would want to do that. I think we either now have to make the choice. We either parley with them for a bit, or we burst out and try and surprise attack.
I doubt parleying's going to work, but
in that case, it's burst out and attack.
Well, I mean, you could
if we can fell them in one go. Talking of which, as we come down, there's a corridor to the north and a corridor to the west as well.
Yes, you can't see much of those because your angle is not such that you can see down them.
Oh, okay. That was.
If somebody's peering out and looking down at these people, I mean, Dan had to peer out to look at these people. Dan, give me a perception check when you peer over the edge. You're up in the darkness and the shadows at the top, so even if you were to, you know, poke your head over the edge, it's unlikely, even with dark vision, that they'd be able to make out much.
23.
23.
A natural.
You notice something about them. They are they're wearing robes. But their forearms are exposed, sort of coming out of these robes. The forearms are a web of tattoos, and those tattoos, with your 23, you recognise. It's like a sort of
The same as the arm that we found with the bugbear.
Eh?
No, the
No,
bugbear,
not that. No,
owlbear.
5-pointed
no,
spell.
that was. No, they are a series of blended images that run into each other of weapons, specifically glaives, shields, and kind of crazed open mouths like the bared teeth of an angry orc. Yeah? So like sort of snarling mouths, and all of these different things are all kind of writhed into each other, and you recognize them. They are the sort of signature imagery of Ban Shivu, the Queen Marshal of the Howling Horde, who is one of the 3 gods that you learnt from Filge and from Hesti Testapod. He's one of the 3 gods that the Ebon Triad is made up of.
So the bad guys.
Bad guys, yeah.
Yes, and you suspect that, cultists of some sort, yeah.
But we've got 3 passageways. Each group's got a different bit of the mine.
It'd be quite good
What
to
you gonna
take
do?
one alive and question them.
Well, nothing's happening while you're dangling.
Well, are we carrying on?
The problem
being
is
lowered?
they're
No, we're
going
carrying on. We'll carry on descending.
Okay, so you start the clicking again, work your way down.
I don't think we stopped, did we? I think we can do spells while the thing is still descending.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, so it's part of a continuous process. When you get low enough, you cast a spell on them. You're not certain of the level of success. You identify that they're
going down.
cultists of Ban Shivu. You keep going down. We get to a point where you get into enough light that they can see you, and one of them, the northernmost one, seems unmoved by your appearance. Yeah. The southernmost one looks at you and goes, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" And looks a bit alarmed.
Wave. Wave as if we're just about to talk.
We're
we
friends
want
of
to talk to them
Banshivu.
about something.
He goes, "Quick, quick!" He shouts at his mate. He goes, "Quick, sound the alarm!" And the other one
Oh, fuck
sort of
it.
goes,
Right.
the other one goes, "Well, really? I mean, what's the problem? I don't think it's anything to be worried about."
Your spell worked.
On one of them.
Let's have initiative.
Cuthbert will act like he knows. The one who was calm, Cuthbert will act like he knows it.
What? So
You know,
he'll
like,
say,
right,
what's the
mate?
action? He'll say, "Hi, mate. How you doing?"
Right, mate, how you doing?
16.
He peers up into the dimness and looks a little bit bemused. Doesn't look alarmed. Doesn't look suspicious, but doesn't look like he recognises you. He's trying to work out who it is that's shouting down that he should know. Who's that? So starting with Burple, what's your initiative?
8.
8 for Burple,
16.
16 for Sessions,
6.
6 for Grimbold, Parker,
17.
and then finally Cuthbert.
Got a 22.
22 for Cuthbert, speedy Cuthbert. Okay, what do you want to do, Cuthbert, on 22?
Have we reached the bottom and the doors have opened?
I'm saying you haven't reached the bottom. No, I think you go down about 10 foot around. I know that there is not been a specific round count. I'm saying let's say you're around above the floor. So you're about 10, 15 feet up.
So we're going to attack these people.
It'd be good
aren't
if we could take one of them down without appearing to attack, though.
we? Well, I mean, obviously we'd need darts and
Well, it's decision time.
firebolts.
Yeah, no, there's attack.
The northernmost one seems unalarmed. The southernmost one seems like he's challenging you, and seems to think that it's worth raising the alarm.
But your spell, Dan, says the indifference ends if the target is attacked. So as long as we don't
Or if
attack,
any of his allies.
or it witness any it spends being. Oh yeah, okay, right. Well,
None of that has happened. You clearly don't match the profile of the people they would expect or are accustomed to see appearing
but
on
they're
the
still
elevator.
confused because one of the guy is going, "This is a
You're up a
an
bit.
alarm situation," and the other guy
Yeah.
is going.
Yeah, exactly.
So we should.
And they haven't acted, and they're also paralysed by the fact that the rules mean that they can't act yet.
Yes.
So they're just standing there waiting for somebody to
Right.
for the
Well,
initiative clock to click down
So
towards them.
ready, basically. getting
You can't ready in action.
not ready in action. Not
Oh,
ready
you're sorry.
in
You
action.
can ready. I'm so sorry. You can ready in action. You can't delay. Yeah.
Yes, Cuthbert is getting both of his swords ready to move straight out and attack the shouty one as soon as the doors
So you're
open.
drawing your weapons and readying an action
Yeah.
to attack anybody that comes within range, as it were.
Yes, and as soon as the doors open,
Yeah. Parker. What does Parker want to do?
Parker will cast his shillelagh.
Yeah. That's a bonus action. Correct.
No, it's a.
Oh, sorry. No, it's a bonus action. Yeah, Shillelagh cantrip.
A cantrip as a bonus action?
Yep,
I thought
pretty
it
certain.
was. Okay, hold on. Yeah, you're right. One bonus action. I didn't realise that. I always thought it was a...
One of the wonderful things about it.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah, you can cast it whenever you like because it's a cantrip, and you can cast it for free because it's a bonus action.
And well, I will also cast Produce Flame.
Okay, well that's going to be a signifier that something's going on.
Well, they can't see us, can they? Because I thought the
Well,
doors
they
were
could
flame.
know. You're about, like I said, you're 15 foot up, so the angle is such that they can't really see you. No, they can sort of see that there's something up there. They can see that clearly they can see enough of you to realise that. Well, Burple, for example, has looked over the side in order to cast his spell, so they've seen some of Burple. They've clearly seen enough of you to understand that you're not what they're expecting.
Right.
Yeah. Sessions.
Session's going to move himself into a position where he can peer over the side. Identify the one that seems more agitated.
Yes, the one to the south.
Then I will cast Locked in Your Fate, or Hold Person on him.
Oh,
So he needs
okay. What's the DC of the saving throw?
13.
DC 13. Wisdom save.
Wisdom save, yep.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what. Does he? He doesn't stop moving. Put it that way. I don't know what to say. He seems to be.
And then I'll
Yeah.
duck back. That's rather annoying.
Okay. I'm saying that Grimbold was the one that was operating the winch. Yes. He can stop it. He can put the brake on. And it's them. Well, now, the northernmost one is still looking nonplussed. He's shielding his eyes to try and sort of make out what's going on, and sort of saying, I don't really understand what the problem is. The other one's just like, what the fuck's the matter with you? And the other one, the southernmost one, runs out of view. Yeah.
Okay, that's worth a try.
And you hear a sort of thumping at a distance. You're not quite sure how far he's moved. It doesn't sound like
How
he's
far off
more
the ground
than-
are we?
You're about 15 feet off the ground. You're one round's worth of descent off the ground.
Okay.
So the base of it is sort of 10 foot-ish off the thing. We're slightly hand waving it, but he sprints off, and then you can hear the sound of thundering. Looks like somebody's basically thumping on a door or something. And it is now Burple.
Burple?
You've got clear sight of the northernmost one. You can't see the southernmost one. It's disappeared out of view.
Oh, do we see which direction he went in?
Yeah, he ran off to the west. Ran off to the east. I'm sorry, up the broad passageway, up the passageway that he's been standing in the entrance of.
Well, I can't see the one that I need to affect, so...
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Calm emotions, is that a concentration? Yes, it is. So I can't do another concentration spell. How far away is he?
You're not sure because you've lost sight of him. You can speculate from the proximity of the thumping sound.
Okay, well, I'll do dissonant whispers on him.
So you don't need to be able to see him. He just needs to be within range. Yeah.
He just needs to be able to hear me.
Okay. And what's the DC of the saving throw?
DC 13 wisdom save.
Okay. He fails that save. What happens to him?
He takes
With a
some
4.
damage.
Okay. Tell me about the damage. What's the damage, John?
15 points de damage.
15 points de damage. Okay. He doesn't like that very much. Okay. 15 points de damage. The horrible sound. The horrible sound. Help me. Help me. That's that effect.
He's kind of like Elvish from Lord of the Rings.
All that kind of business. And it's Grimbold. Now, Grimbold, what do you want to do? Do you want to lower the lift, or do you want to do something else?
I lower the lift.
Okay, so you can drop yourself down, you clunk to the ground. You're now surrounded by a wooden fence, as it were, a wooden wall. You can see out to the north, but you can no longer see these people.
So there's a sort of palisade thing around the.
It's a wall. It's like a wooden fence, but not with holes. It's not like a picket fence. It's like a wooden structure,
Except for the north bit.
except to the north, and it's couplets round.
So we have to basically come out to the north of this lift and then go round, effectively then round to the right to where the corridor goes off to the east.
Yes, you would have to do that. To head off to the east and chase after these guys, you'd have to exit the lift area to the north and then turn round. Yeah, run round. All of you can see up to the north, so you can see this little passageway heading off up to the north. And when you looking up that passageway, there's a door that looks like it's made out of ivory or bone. It's a sort of white substance. It looks imposing. It looks closed. It is closed now. It looks imposing, and in a silver filigree on the door there is the symbol of a sickle and a skull, and you know that is the symbol of Asmodee, the Prince of Liches, an all-round bad person.
Nice.
Do we think these cults work together or against each other?
They're triumvirate.
I thought they were trying to create a unified.
They're trying to
Super
meld
bad.
3 evil gods into one, and that's what the pool is for, I would assume.
That's speculation.
That's probably a bit of a shaky alliance.
Of course, it's
or something.
speculation. I've speculated through. The interesting thing about this dungeon is that I've been guessing all the way along, and I'm nearly always wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been reading ahead, and I'm pretty much always wrong as well. So, you know.
So, just as a quick question, this guy
Yes.
who got to the door, we can assume that he has raised the alarm because he stumped on the door.
Yeah.
Or
That
rather,
would be
if
your-
there's anybody on the other side of the door, then they now know that they have to go and do something.
Yeah, that's
The
a
reason I'm
reasonable assumption.
asking is because I was wondering whether there is value in trying to take this guy down before he did that. But as you said, that we heard thumping. That
Yeah.
seems
Late.
Yeah. Yeah. You,
so
you,
we
you,
might as
you're-
well.
that's a reasonable assumption. Yeah.
So we might as well take the other guy out.
Yeah, they both need to go down.
Yeah.
as quickly as possible, I would guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Then that means that Cuthbert will move round the corner
Yes. So
to
he
the
piles
right,
round.
and then piles round in front of this guy,
Yeah, in front of the first cultist, the
Yeah.
calm cultist. Yeah.
the calm cultist, and he'll
Yeah.
whop.
And he'll smack the calm cultist. Okay. Yep.
And so
He gets to-
2
yep.
attacks.
Yep.
The first one with the rapier, 11.
An 11. Okay. An 11 is a miss.
Second attack, 13.
Is a hit.
And that does 4 points of
Oh,
damage.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. The first one was a hit as well on the 11.
Oh, lovely. Well, I can
Sorry.
check on that.
So 4 points from the second one.
and
um,
8
what do you-
points from the first.
And 8 was 12 points of damage. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Well, not thank you very much. Fuck you very much. Don't do that to my people. And Parker. And Cuthbert, you can see down
Yeah.
the passageway. You go. So this guy is hammering on this door, and just as you're just at about the point where you come round, he starts shouting. It's like, alarm! Alarm! Intruders! Intruders! And what you can see of the doors
Yeah.
is that the door to the east, there are 2 banners. Yes.
Yeah.
Rust-coloured banners flank the door, and each of them is marked with the symbol of a shield pierced by a glaive. So the kind of wood of the shield is splintered, figuratively, and a glaive is kind of plunged through it. And that, you know, even you don't have to make a religion check or anything, that, you know, is the symbol of Ban Shivu, Queen Marshal of the Howling Horde.
Okay.
Back to Parker.
Round the corner to the right, and
So Parker is moving round the corner of the lift and round to the other cultist, yes?
well, to this cultist
Yep.
who is standing there and who has also been attacked by Cuthbert.
Yeah.
So the first one is 10.
A 10 is a miss.
Okay. And the other one is to lob the produce flame.
You have to do that at disadvantage because you're in base-to-base contact with a bad guy. You missed anyway,
Well,
doesn't
it's
matter.
missed anyway.
And it's sessions.
Okay. Well, I will sneak out of this space when I can see the bad guy that Parker and Cuthbert are meleeing. I'm going to toss my coin and toll the dying on him, and then I'm going to duck round the corner.
Okay.
So, wisdom
yes,
save.
Graham,
Yes.
are you going to toll the dying on the guy at the door?
No, I was going to do the guy next to you guys.
Why don't you do the guy at the door? Because he's also taken damage, and a successful toll the dying might possibly even take him over the limit.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll toll the dying on the one by the door then.
Okay, so you run around the corner of the lift, get a sight down the passageway, cast Toll the Dying, and then burn the rest of your movement to tuck round the corner.
Yeah.
Is that fair enough? What's the DC of the Toll the Dying?
Is it not dark down that end?
No, there's Torchlight.
It is 13,
13, okay.
and it's also wisdom.
He fails that saving throw. How much damage do you do?
I do 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage on the cultist at the door. He looks very unwell. He looks quite close to death as a result of your spell. But it's his round.
Damn.
And what
Just ever so nearly.
he draws a mace from his belt, and he moves up to what's his move? I don't think he can get to Cuthbert. So he runs up a bit and sort of stands there looking cross. And the doors behind him burst open, and you can see beyond him a little
Oh no, we're doomed.
into a chamber, and that chamber seems to open out directly behind him into a corridor leading away. It looks like you're looking into a chamber where there's a rusted suit of armor standing directly opposite you as you look through these now opened doors. But the reason that the door is opened is because skeletons have piled out.
Seems like a job for you, Graham.
Cleric.
It would, wouldn't it? I'm not sure I know what to do with skeletons.
Well, now's the
Oh
time to
no, I
find
can.
out.
I can channel divinity to turn undead.
Two skeletons burst out into the corridor, and you can hear the sound of rattly bones, like there are more skeletons behind them, and you can see like one or two behind them as well. They're carrying short swords. They have short bows over their shoulders, and they look bony. There you go. That's the full. I mean, I don't think you could ask for a more evocative description than that. And we move on to Burple.
Okay, so Burple. We'll do We'll do dissonant. Stop it, because I'll keep doing it. We'll do dissonant whispers on the guy at the back. Is this guy? The guy.
So you're targeting the cultist that went and banged on the doors and is coming back with dissonant whispers. DC 13
Yes.
Wisdom save.
That's correct.
He rolls a 6 and fails, and that is going to be the end of him, I'm pretty certain.
Takes an enormous 6 points of damage.
Yeah, he is destroyed by your evil sounds. No! And collapses. And we move on to Grimbold, who's now free
Right.
to act in whichever way he should so choose.
Hurrah! Right, well, I'm going to move out of the lift
Mhm.
in an orderly direction, then I'm going east and then south all the way. So I am standing just diagonally southwest of the
The passage opening.
corridor,
Yep.
and then I'm
Yep.
going to do a firebolt at the one that's standing.
The remaining cultist.
Yeah. So it's a ranged spell attack. Does that mean I get my dexterity modifier?
I think you add your proficiency bonus and your spell casting modifier. Graham, do you know the answer to that question?
It should be on his character sheet.
Yeah, it should be on the character sheet.
Well, I've got a spell attack, but I don't know if
That'll
it's
be it.
range. I was just wondering whether a ranged one also includes my
No,
dexterity.
no.
It's just a single attack roll for spells.
Okay, right. So I can roll this and add 5. 18
18. That's a hit. How much damage?
fire damage.
Yep.
3 points of fire damage.
Okay, so all for that.
Mildly
Right.
singed.
Yeah, mildly singed. Okay, wasn't that impressive. Cuthbert.
Cuthbert will move round this other creature to flank him against Parker.
Mm-hmm.
We're not playing flanking rules, are we?
We're not playing flanking rules, but can somebody help me with sneak attack damage? Is that what it's called?
Yes. So beginning at first level, you know how to strike subtly and exploit a foe's distraction.
Yep.
Once per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to one creature you hit with an attack if you have advantage on the attack, and you gain advantage by flanking.
There you go. Okay. So you're going to add another D, whatever it is, to this attack.
And I'm flanking, so I roll at advantage.
So Bull has turned into a thief then.
First roll. What'd you get?
Rapier is 21, so that does 9 points of damage. And
9 points of damage. It doesn't look very well as a
hold
result
on,
of that.
that's
Yep.
Plus the sneak.
1d6 plus the sneak.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Which is another 6.
6 points of damage. He looks very, very unwell.
And the
Death's Door-ish.
second attack, it's a 13 and a 25. And the
So 25,
25
yeah.
is potential
It's a critical.
Oh, hold on a minute, but then you need to give me a ruling on that.
Yeah.
When you're flanking, are all attacks an advantage or just the one that is the sneak attack?
We'd need to look at the rule, which I can do. There we go. Okay. Beginning of once per turn. No, once per turn.
Yes.
Oh, hold up. You don't need advantage on the attack roll within 5 feet of it. Okay, we've got this horribly wrong, Lucas. It doesn't really matter because your low dice roll on your first attack was an 11, which was in any case a hit. Yes, beginning
Right.
at first level, you know how to strike subtly and exploit a foe's distraction. Once
Yes.
per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to one creature you can hit with an attack if you have advantage on the attack roll.
Mhm.
Right? You gain advantage by sneaking up on them, whatever. The attack must use a finesse or a ranged weapon, which
Yes.
you can do because it's a rapier.
Yes.
You don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it. That enemy isn't incapacitated, and you don't have disadvantage on the attack roll. All of those conditions you met. So you aren't actually running at advantage by dint of flanking. Yes, but you don't need advantage to get your extra damage. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yes, that
So
does.
you're not rolling at advantage is the point. In
Right,
which
so
case, you
the
probably,
13 counts on the second roll
Yeah, which is 13
Other
fine,
than
and it's
the
just
critical.
standard damage. Yeah, and it's just standard damage.
of 4 points.
4 points of damage is enough to kill it. Very nicely done. Good
Hurrah.
round, if a bit confusing. So just
Yes.
to absolutely clarify that, you get the sneak attack damage when you have another opponent within 5 feet,
Yeah.
but you're not attacking at advantage. If you can engineer advantage on an attack roll, irrespective of the positions of other allies, you
Yeah.
also get the sneak attack damage once per turn.
Yes.
Parker, what does Parker want to do?
Right, so that creature is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on. So what Cuthbert will do is Cuthbert will move to take cover at the end of the corridor, and Park will also take a step back so that we both take cover.
Understood. Sessions? Unless Parker wants to do anything else.
No.
Okay, Sessions?
I think Sessions will pop out to the end of the corridor, see a skeleton, toll the dying on it, and then pop back to where he was.
So what's the DC
So
13 to
wisdom
saving throw?
save- Yep.
The nearest skeleton running down.
Yeah, the nearest one. Yep.
He rolls a 19. Does that mean he saves? No damage?
No damage.
And is that the end of your round?
Yep.
Okay, so it's them. Right. First thing that happens is skeletons pile up to attack you. So they can't make it in their rounds. They approach, but they don't come right up into contact with you. And more skeletons are appearing behind them in the chamber. It looks like you've got 6 or 7 skeletons. 2 in the chamber behind and 5 running up the corridor towards you, rattling away and being skeletal. From the south, a figure emerges. It's another cultist, just like the tieflings that you were fighting before. And this cultist, you see him run into view and run away down this corridor. And as he's running down, he goes, "Release the beast! Release the beast!" and he's pegging off down this corridor away from you. And you can sort of hear people picking up a cry from deeper within this area or whatever it is. You're going to feel, "Oh, yeah, release me, intruders, intruders." Maybe you can hear like a clanging kind of bell and the sounds of full marshalling themselves.
Well, this went very well.
Yeah, this has been a disaster.
If only you disguised yourselves as skeletons.
I don't know. Maybe we should get back in the lift and start winching now.
Sorry.
frantically
floor.
turning the thing. So that's the point where you realise that you hadn't really worked out exactly how the lift goes back up again. It's like, no, turn it, no, disconnect that. No. The other way. Skeletons kind of like chattering little teeth, clambering onto. Anyway, it's Burple's round. Burple's nearest the lift.
Burple's round. Okay.
Burple's right next to the lift. Absolutely brilliant
Burple.
opportunity to fuck everybody else.
Yeah, I'm going to get on the lift and pull it up. Stop pulling it. Suckers.
Yeah.
Throw me your magic. No, I'm going to try
Easy done.
spell. Oh, I don't know. I'm just rubbish in combat, so I'm going to do a heroism spell. That's what I'm going to do. No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm going to do enhance ability.
Yes.
It looks like, this looks like, yes, I can touch a creature. So where's Cuthbert? I'm going to go round.
No, Parker.
Why?
Well, first of all, if you move 1 square to the east, then that means that all the skeletons, when they come out, because of the lift, we basically have them boxed in.
Yeah, well, I'm
blocked
still
in.
going to do it on Cuthbert because it's basically extra hit points. It's
Go on.
2d6 temporary hit points.
Right.
It's as good as I've got. Or I can do bull strength. Advantage on strength checks, but that doesn't do any extra damage. So I'm just going to go up, touch Cuthbert, and do
Go.
do 3d6 points of damage. No, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, do the spell 4, 5.
Gotcha.
And
And
Happy
form
now,
the box.
Parker?
Yeah, so you formed a kind of picket of characters around the end of the corridor with the lift as the third wall, as it were. Okay, got it.
Maybe I should do it on myself because I need the hit points.
Maybe
Well,
you should do it on
not
your
too late.
own.
Not too late.
I'll do it on myself instead.
Okay, you're doing it on yourself. So basically, you're just moving around to there and casting the spell on yourself.
Yeah,
And
I
finally,
do.
we've got Grimbold, who's now going to break free from the defensive.
From
wall.
the tactical.
Well, I'm moving 5 foot,
7 hit points.
Yes, so you're stepping out so that you can see
so
down the
I
corridor.
can see the whole corridor. And then I'm going to do a chromatic orb fire at the skeleton 15 feet in front of me.
Yeah, gotcha.
I'm rolling a d20 and 5 to this.
Okay.
15.
15 is a hit.
Okay.
It's got like scraps of armor on it, bits of breastplate kind of rotted away, bits of leather strapping, bits of chainmail dangling. It looks a little bit more heavily armored than these cultists, but 15's good enough.
Well, it's a crap roll. 7 points of fire damage.
7 points of damage on that skeleton.
Magical fire damage. Don't know if it does extra damage.
I don't think they're particularly vulnerable to fire damage. No, not that you know of. But you've hurt it. You've definitely hurt it. It doesn't seem to be unusually resistant to that form of damage either. Yeah.
Right. So I'm moving back. I'm basically.
Oh, basically you're running away.
South side. No.
Running around.
You've released.
Yeah. Okay.
Hang on. I'm positioning myself in a defensive position.
Strategic position on the other side of the lift.
But you've broken the shield
other side of
wall.
this. Nobody explained anything about the shield wall.
Scipio would turn in his grave. Grimbold, when you run around the other side of the lift, you can see off to the west. You can see the other corridor. There is a similar door to the north. These double doors, by the way, were made out of this white, bone-like, ivory-like material as well. And this door off to the west is a plain white door, again made of bone or ivory or something. There are no markings on it at all, but can you give me a perception check?
Take 1 off this dice roll.
Oh yeah, of course.
A natural 20. Yes.
So a 19. That's a very good roll, and you noticed something, or you perceive a couple of things. The first thing that you perceive is that there is the slightest suggestion of a sort of haze, like wood smoke, just suspended in the air in front of this door. Doesn't seem to extend up to you or even up to the end of the corridor, just around the door. And you can smell that kind of very evocative
Incense.
Autumnal bonfire smell. No, like in Spockhoctor, when the bonfires get lit, that autumnal smell, that bonfire smell, you can smell a touch of that on the air as well.
Right.
That's what you.
So nothing's on fire.
Yeah.
Spocklety hockety.
Should we open up another door or retreat?
Why don't we just open up another door?
Yeah, if we can get towards the skeletons charging us in all directions, that will definitely help.
Yeah, why don't we jump into the water?
Well, we could get behind the door. There might not be anything there.
We could ascend the stairs. Ascending the stairs, doesn't it? It used to give you a bonus.
Well, we could
High
retreat
ground.
to the south.
Would you get an advantage, maybe?
Can't remember. But they'd only get 1 skelly at a time.
When you say you would only get 1 skelly at a time, the skellies have to still climb the stairs to get to us. I suppose they've got bows.
That's true.
Quite a lot of skellies coming.
So does that smoke look like it's coming out from the door, or like
It's sort of just hanging in the air in front of it. It doesn't seem to be. I see what you're saying. You can't see smoke emitting, as it were, or kind of feeding through gaps around the door or anything like that.
So it's like a trap, perhaps.
Make a religion check.
Okay, religion is -1. So
Tell me what you roll.
2.
No, okay. No, that's all you can really
Sure.
surmise.
Sure.
Right, let's pick things up with Cuthbert.
Well, I guess we just wait for these things. Well, question is, do we go around the corner? Okay, Cuthbert will go around the corner and we'll attack.
Okay, so first attack is
Isn't it
with
11?
and 11 is a miss. This is the Cuthbert we know and love.
20.
20. A natural 20 or
No,
just
just a-
20 in total? Okay, so that's a hit. So you do your short sword damage.
It's 9 points of damage.
Oof. And that it shatters in a kind of cloud of bones and fragments of armor, and its weapon clangs to the ground. Nicely
Excellent.
done. You've got a couple of squares of movement left.
Yes. We'll step up 1 square.
And Parker? What does Parker want to do?
Move around there.
So
next
Parker moves
to
up into the corridor?
So
Yeah.
Parker moves up into the corridor next to Cuthbert.
Yeah.
And then Shillelagh, which is a
Ooh,
critical hit.
it's a 20.
Well,
Okay.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
So how does this work with the critical?
Well, it's up to you. You can either take the critical damage, or you can gamble. Careful, Tony.
Gamble. I think
do you-
I think we'll gamble.
Do you want to gamble, Tony?
I think I do.
Our champion from Barnsley this week, Tony.
I think I want to gamble.
That 20's safe, Tony. That 20 is safe. You could take the critical damage, which means that you would roll double the normal dice damage with your shillelagh and add the modifier, or you can take the risk of forfeiting that extra damage and take a critical card, but to get that critical card you need to roll a natural hit.
No, I'll take the damage.
You'll just take the standard critical damage. Okay, go for it. Fairly wise tactical choice, I think.
10.
10 points of damage
Yeah.
on that second skeleton. Okay.
Yes.
It's rocked back on its heels by that, but it's still alive. Sessions.
Jolly good. There you go. Done.
Very nice. Lovely. Well done.
Yes, nice, quick, efficient.
I say, Parker, what a lovely round.
Sessions will move up behind.
Behind.
Behind it.
Move up behind.
Who's this?
Parker, and then I think he will ready his action. Yeah, I'm readying Channel Divinity Turn Undead, and I'm readying it to the point where they bunch up a bit more.
Okay, I got you. So you're going to hang
I can.
behind Parker and Cuthbert as a defensive wall,
Yeah.
waiting for the skeletons to gather. I understand.
So I'm hoping that I can get at least the 4 that I can immediately see, and possibly the 2 behind them will all be within 30 foot at a point in time in the next sort of 6 seconds. In which case, I will unleash the power of misfortune and see what happens.
And we move on to the bad guys. So the first skeleton, the skeleton that's up against Parker, it attacks Parker with its short sword. It rolls a 19, hitting armor class 23, and it does. This is a creature that does static damage. No need for me to roll. You take 5 points of piercing damage. The other one steps up to Cuthbert, and it will try and hit Cuthbert, and it rolls a 20, a natural 20. Now, does the skeleton take a card from the, try and go for a card from the monster deck?
Why does this have to happen when I'm running Cuthbert?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's this is not my.
Story of my life.
What the bad things happen when you're running Cuthbert?
Yeah,
You think you're doing somebody a favour,
yeah.
and then you just get
Especially when we
scathed for it.
describe it, what did Cuthbert do? He ran to the front, stood there, shouted, "Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough."
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's true.
In favour, really.
Okay, so the critical hit for Jem. So he's got to make a roll to hit first. If he misses, he doesn't get to roll, but he's going to gamble. He's going to gamble.
Gonna gamble.
Arthur the skeleton from Wigan.
Going for head pulped over a wide area.
So Arthur, you've come all the way from Wigan. Family in the audience.
Yes, Brian.
You've got an unusually high-pitched improvised voice there, Arthur.
Oh, it's the nerves. I've staked everything on this. Oh, the difference it would make to my family.
Right, he's going to roll to try and hit Cuthbert. Adding a number to this, rolls a 10, hits armor class 14.
Is a miss.
Oh, hallelujah. I'm sorry, Arthur.
Oh well, all my hopes and dreams.
And we'll move on from him to the next skeleton. These skeletons pile up just as
Sessions
is hoping. Because they're dumb mooks, they all just pile up in a big stack.
And at that point, I present my holy symbol. I shout the prayer of repelling undead, and they all make wisdom DC 13 saving throws or run away.
All of them have to make wisdom DC to 13 saving
Yep.
throws. Okay, running across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Top row, then bottom
middle,
row.
or bottom.
Right. So the first, what's their wisdom save? Their wisdom save is going to be lousy. Their wisdom save is in fact lousy. Okay. So first one rolls fails. Second one fails. Third one rolls an 11 and fails. Fourth one fails. Fifth one rolls a 14 and saves. Sixth one rolls a natural 1. So one of them has saved sessions. The rest of them have failed. What do they do?
Right, they
Run away!
Weren't expecting that.
wasn't expecting that much success. If the creature fails its saving throw, its turn for 1 minute or until it takes damage. It must spend its turns trying to move away as fast as it can.
Not as a reaction though.
It can also take reactions, but I guess it also can't take reactions, sorry.
Okay.
For its actions, it can use only the dash action to try and escape.
Yeah, so when their turn comes round again, they run away, apart from the one that succeeded, at which point you'll know which one that was. And we move on to Burple. Burple, I assume you can understand what Sessions has just done. I don't know.
Well, I'm very wise and very
I
smart.
might advise that, they're going to run away. Kill the ones that don't.
Can't get the one at the back unless I fire at him. I could take the lift up, probably not fast enough.
I think it's probably a stretch to say that for you to know which ones seem to have been affected by Sessions.
No, I was talking about the acolyte guy.
Oh, the guy. Oh, him. Okay, yeah.
Thinking about him. But I can't get to him unless I took out a bow and tried to fire through 5 people.
Yeah.
It's not looking likely.
That's a That's a tough shot. That's cover.
But it's disadvantage, isn't it? It's not.
I think
cover.
there's cover. There's cover, isn't there?
Well, I may as well. I've got nothing else I can do.
Okay, I'll tell you how cover works. I don't think that we've actually come across cover before.
That's because I think you made it up.
No. Walls, trees, creatures, and other obstacles can provide cover during combat, making a target more difficult to harm. A target can benefit from cover only when blah 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 blah. There are degrees of cover. Target with half cover has a +2 bonus to armor class. That's what you get if an obstacle blocks at least half of its body. The obstacle might be a low wall, a large piece of furniture, a narrow tree trunk, creature. 3/4 cover is not relevant. So it's got half cover. So it's 2 more difficult to hit. Should you wish to have that shot.
Well, I will.
Okay, and what's the range of your weapon?
I don't know. I can't even find the weapon on my character sheet, let
Well,
alone.
if you can't find the weapon on your character sheet, then Burple is frantically fumbling around in his stuff, thinking, "No, I must have something.
I must have.
I'm sure I had a bow.
I'm sure I had some kind of ranged weapon. It looks like I don't.
Okay.
I'm going to.
I like the idea that he kind of scopes down. He's like,
No, that's it. I've got it.
difficult shot.
I've got it.
Adjusting for the wind, adjusting for cover. Oh, wait a second.
I found the weapon. It's not
Okay.
very good.
Well, what is it?
It's a hand crossbow.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what a hand crossbow does.
Oh, it's not going to have that much range.
I don't think it's going to have. All right. Instead, I'm going to shoot. I'm going to guess at the one that failed. It's one of the back
No,
two.
no, don't wait till they move. Ready and shoot the one that doesn't run away.
Well, it's 50-50. It's one of the back two.
Tommy tactics
No.
there.
It's not one of the back two. It's the middle one and the bottom row.
Oh God, it's just
That's
an awful round. Okay, I will move to there, ready to shoot the one that doesn't run away.
Okay, got it.
Slow, inefficient.
Marvin metagame himself, Grimbold.
I'm moving round the south side of the lift
Yes.
to the entrance to the eastern passageway.
Yes.
I have enough distance to get the tiefling guard with a chromatic orb,
Oof,
90-foot
okay.
range.
Yeah. Now, does cover come into play with?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You reckon?
-2.
Well, no, it's all right. I'll add 2 to its armor class. Don't worry.
Shall I do it as the second level spell?
I don't know. That's the kind of decision you have to make for yourself.
No, I won't bother.
Okay.
Okay, so it's +5 on this roll.
And you roll a.
9.
So what's that for a total of?
14.
14 is a hit.
Oink. Okay.
It's really, Dan's very disappointed. He was really hoping that round would end in
I was
failure.
just gonna. Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
gonna. I'm
You're
just
more-
getting
you're
ready to do some really
Yeah, you-
decent crowing.
See,
there.
it's
Yeah, you
fast,
really prepared.
efficient.
You prepared a whole load of stuff. Saw the 9 and thought, right, quickly got the speech out of your pocket.
9, brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. I have my prepared
10
speech.
points of fire damage.
10 points of fire damage on that cultist.
Trying to salvage something from a bad situation.
10?
And then,
You're offering me 10?
and then I'm moving 5 foot to the south. So I have
Yeah,
cover
hiding.
Under exposure.
Run away.
Running away.
So
Run
fast,
away.
efficient.
Next round, I don't know how many rounds we've had. It seems like just loads. Anyway, it's time for Cuthbertus Maximus. Now, is he going to ready an action?
He certainly is going to ready an action to wallop the one that doesn't run away.
Okay. Parker.
As is Parker.
Parker's readying. Sessions.
I'm going to ready an action to toll the dying on the one that doesn't run away.
Bloody hell, poor thing doesn't know what's going on.
Thinks it's gonna.
I've got a feeling I'm going to have to... Let me just check the intelligence of these skeletons.
Toll the
Intelligence
dying
is
work on the
very... I might give it a roll to decide... Are you talking to each other about what... Are you talking to each other about what you're planning to do?
No, it's all done through hand signals.
One of the skeletons looked pretty kind of stoic, and now is suddenly looking like, oh, what are the others?
I'm
the
going to
others
ready
doing?
an action to shoot the one with the shifty eyes that's looking nervous.
Yeah, the one that's trying to blend in. Okay, it's them. Right, here we go. Let's start with the... We'll start with the fun bit. The cultist at the back that Grimbold hit with the chromatic orb.
Starts crying.
No, he runs out of your view to the north, and you hear the sound of a big kind of draw bolt or whatever or a bar being lifted off a castle door with the Helm's Deep kind of
The
thing.
beast is being released.
And you hear a kind of and a big wooden kind of stanchion gets thrown down into the corridor, into your view, and you hear a door. You hear doors kind of going, "Ah," and from behind those doors you hear. That's right, it's Paul.
It's Noel Edmonds.
No, it's not. No, it's more of a sort of paw. Is it porcine? It's a sort of pig noise.
Yeah.
It's like the sound of an enormous pig.
It's Boris Johnson.
It's a sound. It's a sound. It's a colossal boar. It's Piers Morgan. Anyway,
No.
something porcine and
Well,
enormous.
that's half our audience gone.
Is grundling away. I mean, yeah. So we're down to one. I mean, that's the sound of something enormous and annoyed. You can hear as the doors. You can hear doors opening, and you can hear other sounds going. The beast is released. And then back here we have our friends the skeletons who are running away. Skeleton 1 pegs it. Yeah, to the he can just take the dash action. That's all he can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
What to the I mean, like move. We're talking, yeah.
Yes, move.
Okay, so basically these skeletons run, they hightail it off down this corridor. I think one or two of them actually might turn right and head south. I think that makes more logical sense. More skeletons, one more skeleton emerges and comes running around the corner.
Any attacks or opportunities?
Well, if you want, would you want to take an attack of
No,
opportunity?
because if you hit them and don't kill them, then they're not turned.
No, okay, fair enough.
I mean, we could do.
Anyway, one of them, a new one comes running
We've got
around.
to kill them.
Yeah, and
But
then
they're still around. If
Hold
they're,
up,
even
hold
if
up.
they're not turned, they're still
this one
around. And the
runs
turning will wear off.
and runs off
Yes.
that way.
In a minute, yeah.
And then this one, it's round. Now, I don't know how we're going to adjudicate this. It is going to step up and attack Cuthbert. I assume at that point
Shoot it.
yeah. So the moment it starts moving forward, anybody who's got a ranged attack can take a pop at it.
Okay, can it make it save against the Toll the Dying?
Yeah. Well, it probably can't, but let's give it a go. Wisdom save DC. It makes it save with a 15. Brilliant.
Okay.
And has anybody else got a ranged attack to unleash on it? No.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Yeah, I got my hand crossbow.
Okay. It's not got the load quality or whatever it is.
Oh, that's actually, apparently I don't have a hand crossbow. Apparently that's just a proficiency.
So,
How can I not have a range weapon on my character sheet?
Okay.
I am running my character sheet off roll 20, so it's probably missing.
Okay. So you're trying to attack it with your proficiency.
My bad.
Yeah. Okay. So you was like, okay, so that's just not happening. That's terrible. Okay. And then when it steps up into attack range of your two guys, I think Parker and Cuthbert now get their attacks before it gets a chance with their readied actions. So let's, in whichever order you want to resolve it.
Yes.
Kill them.
So I only get the one attack each, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a rapier. Oh god, that's an 8. It's a miss.
Okay. Yep.
And Parker, 14.
That's a hit.
4 points.
4 points of damage on the Skelly. It's still standing. It gets its attack against Cuthbert. Adding 4 to this, rolling an 8. No, that's not going to be enough. And that one's run around the corner, and that is it for the skeletons and cultists and assorted people. And we move round to Burple on 8.
Burple is going to use his hand crossbow. No, he's going to
Use his hand crossbow proficiency to imagine.
imagine shooting one of those creatures.
Going to mime.
I mean, the whole thing is.
to mime an attack. This one
it's easy to crow, but the entire thing is imaginary. You know, I mean, it's not like any of this is.
This is true. This one that's standing a bit further back. Is he?
He's just
running
pegged round
away?
the corner.
Oh,
Say
he's
what?
come up.
Yeah, he's come up. He's a skeleton that was not within Sessions' turning and has come running up.
Right. Well, why don't I just use a cantrip then? All I've
Sure.
got is thunderclap. What does that do? Constitution saving throw DC 13 on the one at the front.
The one at the front, the one that's attacking the other guys.
Yeah, or maybe the one at the back. I should have hit the guy at the back. I'm just useless. I don't understand this character. Okay, so yeah. Constitution saving throw DC 13, please. The one at the front.
The one at the front, DC 13 con save. He rolls a 10, and his Constitution modifier is 2, so that's a fail.
So he takes an enormous 2 points of damage.
Okay, 2 points of
I
thunder
don't know
damage.
why. Yeah, thunder damage. I don't know why I wasn't using this before. It's so good.
It's just, yeah, I know, it's embarrassing. Well, of course, you always had the imaginary crossbow before, so.
That's right. Yeah, so I didn't need it.
And then tuck round the corner, Grimbold.
Okay, Grimbold steps out into
Mhm.
the
danger corridor. Shoots
the danger
a
corridor.
firebolt at the nearest skeleton.
The one that's fighting Cuthbert.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Roll to
plus
hit. What'd you roll?
5, so I rolled natural 20.
20.
Natural
Whoa.
20.
Okay, so that is a hit. Now, do you want to double your damage dice, or do you want to gamble on the magic critical?
The gambling and magic critical is another hit, is it?
Yeah, you need to roll another hit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
You're going to gamble. Okay, you're going to
Yeah.
gamble. Okay, Grimbold.
Again.
Yep.
And he does it.
Ooh,
Ooh,
okay.
so what happens now?
19.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's 24.
And I've dealt you a card, a critical card. What's on the critical card for a magic?
Set up, skewered, get punch, Wrath of Mage.
So it's Wrath of Mage is the magic one.
If this attack deals force necrotic, no, it's fire damage.
It probably doesn't do anything if you're not doing the right kind of damage.
Oh, so other damage types deal normal damage.
Yeah, is that what it says? Yeah, so you don't get anything from it.
So
Oh.
just to clarify, the
Yeah.
critical cards are rubbish.
Well, that particular one wasn't great for
No,
him.
they are all rubbish. How much would you have done otherwise? Double.
Yeah, double would have been pretty tasty.
Yeah, but you get double
That
anyway.
can't be right. I thought that there was like a category
I can't see the
depending
card.
upon.
What does it say at the top of the card?
Setback.
Ah, it's a setback. So some of the critical cards, I think one critical card, maybe a couple, are actually setbacks. They're not good. I didn't know about them. And you've
Well,
drawn
that-
a setback card.
You've actually got a
Well,
fumble.
hang on, it's
one,
got four. It's got 4 different things.
Well, I mean, this is. We looked at sample cards. We had an open discussion.
Yeah.
Right,
So-
yeah,
and
yeah,
against my emphatic advice, you decided that you wanted to use them, and you're paying a very heavy price for
What?
that.
We need the Argent Grimoire tables.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So then you have this little bit of small print down at the bottom saying, critical hit cards may contain setbacks.
You do normal damage, Grimbold. So do your normal damage.
Yes, warning, may contain setbacks.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's got 4 different
Your
outcomes.
damage may go down as well as
Okay,
up.
so
Your damage may go down as well as that.
Actually, now I've got the hang of things. Maybe I won't do that. I'll go for the double damage.
Good try.
but now, what's the damage? What's the damage, John?
All right, 6 points of fire damage.
6 points of fire damage. It is destroyed.
Yay! I'm not going to clap,
That's lucky.
but come on,
Much
that's pretty
to the
impressive.
annoyance of everybody else.
No, it's very good. Well done.
That's how you do it, folks. That's how you do it. And then I'm stepping back out of the line of fire.
And it's Cuthbert. Right, so Cuthbert, you've now got this corridor stretching in front of you. Those double doors are open. You can see a room behind, and you can see that it extends back. Another corridor seems to lead off away from you, but you've got one skeleton in between you and that.
Chaps, are we moving up into the room? Is that the plan?
Chaps.
Yes, so.
Chaps.
Okay, chaps.
Yes, chaps.
Okay, number 2.
Roger, Roger.
Okay, team.
Figure out old boy.
Right, move to there.
Skelly will be stationed here, here, and here.
Yeah. And the skeleton, first of all, the rapier with a 13.
13 is a hit.
9
Oh,
points.
jolly good share, I say.
9 points of damage. That's a solid blow. It doesn't like that at all.
And
Yep.
second attack, a critical.
Ah, okay.
And
Now, what we'll do this time
a
is if you
plague
do
on your
go for
critical cards.
Okay, you might want to think that through again, because what happened there was that I gave Johnny the wrong card for the wrong critical deck.
What?
Well, it's there's so many things to manage.
Skullduggery is going on here. This is
It wasn't skullduggery. I gave Johnny a monster critical. That is the kind of criticals that monsters do.
you think you know someone.
That doesn't mean that there aren't setback cards in your deck, but you could technically, yeah. Anyway, I mean it doesn't matter
So
because
the one set back in the monster deck is now gone.
It died. It
Set
died.
back in the
Yeah, I think we should all thank Johnny for that. I think that's great news. So yeah, do you want to gamble?
Well,
Cuthbert,
I mean,
you come on this way. Damage is safe in your pocket. Normal damage.
well, no, these setbacks are worse than normal damage, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know that there are setbacks in the player one, but anyway, whatever.
Oh, well, for the theatrical effect.
Yes,
A 19, that's a hit.
it's a hit. Okay, I'm going to deal you
me.
a player critical card.
Hit me. Hit me.
Yeah.
Hit me with your
Rhythm. Hit me with your critical.
Okay, so you should have a card there. Yes, you got it.
Yes. Okay. Right.
It does look different.
Knave to chops. Quadruple damage.
There you go.
That's more like it. I'll take that.
It's vaporized. Okay, well, there you go. Definitely worth it. These criticals are absolutely brilliant. I love them.
Right. And then Parker will also finish his move and move up 2 Cuthbert so that we are. Can Parker do a ranged attack?
Do you want to borrow my hand crossbow?
Yeah, he is proficient. Got to have a class 2 rating.
Day 12, please.
I can fire that crossbow.
Just look
I don't know. Is there anything you
at
can do?
30, 20, no. Can't reach. Range of a dart is.
Where do you want it?
Day 12, please.
No, none of that has any point.
What?
Parker has just basically moved up, so we're now both moved up 30 feet down the corridor, so we're 10 foot away from the door,
Got it. Yeah, which is open, as you know.
which is open. Can we see more now?
Yes, I'm just going to expose myself to you. 1 second. You can kind of see. You can see that there's a corridor leading off. Well, it looks like it turns to the north and turns to the south. Yes.
Yes.
You can see that there are a couple of creatures as well. There's a couple of skeletons running away from you. Yeah. But those doors behind them are closed. And the sound of the bestial snarls and porcine squeals are coming from to the left of those 2 skeletons. Okay, well, it's them. So the first thing that happens, these 2 skeletons that are running away from you get to these doors and start scrabbling at them.
Don't I go before the skeletons?
I'm very sorry, Sessions. You got dropped out of the initiative order. Let's go back a bit. So there's Parker, and then there's Sessions.
I wanted to move up to just behind the guys, and then I'll ready a Toll the Dying in case anything moves to attack us.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And we move on to the skeletons. The 2 skeletons that you can see further down the corridor run up to the doors at the far end and start scrabbling away at them. You can also hear the sound of rattly skeleton activity off to the south. That's through the doors and to your right, but you can't see round there. And that sounds like skeletons are scrabbling at a door as well. And the same is true off to the north. That's round to the left. We're inferring from the sound that all of these skeletons have basically hit locked or closed doors and are scrabbling against them in primal skeletal fear. And then the only other thing that happens in this round is the arrival of Piers Morgan, thundering out into the passageway and taking up the whole passageway, staring balefully at you, is a colossal boar. It's just, these things write themselves.
Is that taking up 4 squares?
It takes up 4 squares. It's 10 foot wide. It's absolutely enormous. It looks like if it was to charge you, if it was to get a hold of you, you'd be in serious, serious damage. And its tusks are sheathed in some kind of metal caps, sort of sharpened metal caps. And we'll pick it up next time.
Oh.
No.
I think it's best we do.
Can you make a note that it should take the readied action?
Yeah, we can do that.
Because I'll have forgotten by next time.
As long as we remember my ready action.
The Billowing Hilltop podcast is a Billowing Hilltop production. Dungeons & Dragons is a trademark of Wizards of the Coast. The Three Faces of Evil and Age of Worms are copyright Paizo. Music is from Kevin MacLeod and Incompetech.com and is used with thanks under the Creative Commons license. Additional music and sound effects come from the wonderful Sirenscape. All other original material is copyright Billowing Hilltop. Role-playing games are all about getting people together, and we use Roll20 as our tabletop, the perfect place to host your game, and Discord to host our chat. Thanks for listening!